Hi. Hey, how y'all doing? It's Monday. I'm gonna let y'all come in a little bit. Wait for my YouTube group. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Okay. Hey, how you doing, Darnell? Okay, I know. Look, y'all know I usually don't come right at 7, but I was today. I decided to be on time, so I'm gonna let y'all be late today because I usually am. So if y'all got questions or anything you want to get in before people get here and start asking, please drop them now while it's quiet, because I might be going over it anyway tonight. So y'all let me know if y'all got anything. All right. I'm gonna give it like 3 minutes to like 7:05, and then we'll go ahead on and start. Darnell, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. And any one of my regulars here on TikTok, let me know if you can hear me too. Hold on. Let me see. So you cannot hear me on YouTube? I just want to double check. Yes or no? I do a lot of everything. Okay. Basically, you asked me some questions about what's going on. I got an answer for you. I am the resource queen. So on YouTube, again, let me know if you can hear me. Yes. Okay. So I got the heart. So that means you can. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Tino. Okay. Hey, y'all. It's Monday. Thank you, Darnell. I hope everybody is doing well. We might as well just get on into it. Hey, Laura, thank you for being here. If this is your first time, please follow. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Okay. Um, so I don't know if you guys saw that the IRS has put out the new tax brackets for next year. Hey, Jennifer Jones. Hey, Amy Jones. So I want to make sure you guys understand the difference. Hey, Mo, and hey, Keisha. I want to make sure you guys understand the difference between your standard deduction and your tax bracket. Okay. Every year, your standard deduction will change. If you do not know what that is, I'm going to explain it to you in just a minute. I'm just going to get the rates really quick so I can let y'all know what they're going to be. Okay. For standard deduction. Okay. All right. So next year, standard deduction for single individuals is going to be $14,600. If you do not understand what that is basically $14,600 of your income that the IRS does not tax you on. If you are head of household, you take 1.5 times that 14,600. If you are married, you take 14,600 twice times 2, and that is your standard deduction. Every filing status you are in has its own standard deduction. If you're a qualifying widow, that is the same as head of household. So you would just do 1.5, 14,600 plus whatever half of that is, which would be what, 73.30, and that will be your standard deduction. Okay, so I want to make sure y'all understand that. Hey, Jenny, I'm sorry, I forgot. I can't call you Jenny. We got to call you Jenny Jones. I'm sorry. How you doing? Hey, Miss Paula. All right. Mo says I don't want to be in Trump's tax bracket because he doesn't pay. You said I want to be in Trump's tax bracket. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all how y'all can get in Trump's tax bracket. Okay, it's not very difficult. Okay, the media sensationalizes a lot of stuff to make it seem worse than it is. Okay, so first we're gonna play with some simple numbers here. Okay, so we're all gonna assume that everybody makes $50,000, and we're also gonna assume that the standard deduction is 20,000. Okay, just so we can have even numbers. All right, so and let me go to these tax brackets really quick. Okay. So I want somebody to type 14,600 in the comments on either one, just so if somebody wants to know what the standard deduction is, that's the standard deduction for single people. Okay. And let me get y'all these tax brackets real quick, because this is why a lot of y'all end up owing taxes at the end of the year, because you don't understand the difference between the two and how it's calculated. All right. Thank you, Sassy. All right. Somebody on YouTube, do that for me. 14,600. Okay. All right. So remember, we all made 50,000. Our standard deduction, we're all guessing. We're gonna say it's not guessing. We're all just gonna use this as an estimate. We're gonna say it's 20,000. That means $30,000 is your taxable income. All right. I want y'all to look at these tax brackets real quick. Okay. So the tax brackets go from 10% all the way up to 37%. All right. So you're right, Mo. People like Trump and Bill Gates, those guys are definitely in the 37% tax bracket. But here is how they pay zero. Okay. What you guys need to find out is, all right, so I'm gonna get the tax bracket real quick. So the tax brackets are 10%, 12%, 22%, 24%, 32%, 35%, and 37%. Okay. So if our income is 30 tax, if our taxable income is $30,000, that means we are in the 12% tax bracket. I'm gonna get to y'all questions in a second. If you guys ever have to fill out a W-4 and you do not understand how much you should be asking them to take out of your taxes, all you need is the tax bracket. If we all made $30,000, that our taxable income is $30,000, but we made 50, but remember the standard deduction took off a certain amount. All you guys need to do is figure out what 12% of your taxable income is, and that is what you should be paying annually into the IRS, so that you guys don't owe any money. Okay. Now, if I confuse somebody, please let me know, so that I can explain it clearer. But I tried to make that as easy as possible with small numbers. But that is how you figure out how much you should be paying with your W-4. And that's also how you figure out excuse me, what your tax bracket is. Now, the reason that Trump and all of those guys end up paying zero taxes is not because they're in the zero tax bracket. They prepay their taxes. So if I told you that 12% of $30,000, let me do the math real quick, y'all, because I hate talking and not know. So we gonna all say our taxable income was $30,000. All right. So we just gonna say 12% of that, $3,600. They prepay this $3,600 when they do their taxes from the previous year, so that they don't owe, or they send the IRS quarterly payments throughout the year. So when they do their taxes, they don't have to pay anything. A lot of y'all did not know you can prepay, but you can. So, standard deduction, I hope y'all know what that is. And I also hope you guys understand your tax bracket. And also, that is how you can figure out how much taxes you need to pay every year. I always say a minimum of 10%, because that's the smallest tax bracket there is. But a lot of people need to do 12%. Okay. You want all right, hold on. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. So the tax brackets are 10%, 12%, 22%, 24%, 32%, 35%, and 37%. Okay. Those are the tax brackets. And you guys, I'm hoping every single one of us has enough income that we're all in the 37% tax bracket. But I don't want you guys to have to pay that much in taxes. Okay. I want y'all to be able to be in that income tax bracket, but your taxable income be much less, because you're smart enough to do what they do, have businesses and have write-offs, so that your taxable income goes down. Okay. Now, if y'all didn't get that, y'all make sure y'all let me know. Okay. And if not, I'm gonna move. Let me move on. Let me see what else. Okay. So I just want to make sure y'all got that. All right. So when somebody says they don't know how many taxes they're supposed to pay out of their check, very easy. Subtract the standard deduction, whatever's left over, find that tax bracket that you belong to, and that percentage will tell you how much you need to be paying into the IRS. This is why you guys owe every year, because nobody probably never broke it down to you just like that. Okay. It's that simple. All right. And again, if this is your first time, please follow, like, and y'all can always share. I appreciate it. And hit the like button because I know Cynthia gonna come on here late and tell me to tell y'all that. All right. So that was the first thing I wanted to go over because I was like, let me get the boring stuff kind of out of the way. Taxes can be boring to people, okay? But I just did a TikTok video and I put it out last night. It's about 10 minutes long because I wanted you guys to understand that the IRS is doing the new direct file program. They want you guys to do your own taxes through their website on your own, which is kind of crazy to me. But they're doing it for people who have simple tax returns. So if you are somebody, if it's your child and they're going to school, I wouldn't even recommend you even do that. Okay. Now y'all can use the direct file if you want to, but I need y'all to understand a couple things. If you're going to make your dependents do it, if they're in school, if they're in college, the whoever is claiming that child needs to file before the child files. Okay. Because most kids can go and file their own taxes. It's simple. It's interview based. It's gonna ask y'all some questions. But if you don't understand what to do, when it gets to is somebody claiming the child, because these they don't know, they don't understand that. So you make sure that none of your kids are filing their taxes before you do if you're claiming them as a dependent. Okay. The only issue I have with this IRS direct file is you have nobody to ask questions to. If you have a state tax return, you still have to go and file that somewhere else, which means you're still going to have to pay. And if you make a mistake, who is going to correct it? You're not going to know how to do an amendment. So then you're going to end up paying somebody. So if you guys do want to do this, and it does start next year, please read. Okay. So you make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to and not trying to save yourself. I don't know how much y'all tax preparers be charging y'all, but don't be trying to save yourself some money and get yourself in a bigger problem because amendments cost more than it does to file the taxes. Okay. All right, let me see what y'all asking before we move on. Short stuff says, okay, since I'm claiming my 17-year-old, he can file after. Yes, but you have to claim him first because, and I say this all the time, but this is the main reason why dependents get messed up. If you have a child that has a job, I have a lady to call me today. Her child is 16 years old, and she says, "Is my child old enough to file taxes?" And I said, "Does your child pay taxes?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, if they're having income taxes taken out of their check, it doesn't matter what age they are, you should have them file taxes. Okay. Remember, I did taxes of a 5-year-old. She's an actress. Okay. But if you're going to claim them, you need to file first, parent or guardian. And then when you do their taxes, they need to check the box that says somebody else is claiming me. Because if they don't, then their taxes will be rejected because you claimed them. And the IRS wants to make sure there's nothing fraudulent going on. So that's why the parent or the guardian files first, then the dependent, and the dependent needs to check the box right where they put their name and birthday and all that. It'll be a series of questions. And one of them will say, somebody else can claim me as a dependent on their tax return. That box should be checked. Okay. If you don't, unfortunately, that child's gonna get rejected, and then you're gonna be sitting there wondering, and gonna be mad, ready to throw the computer out the door. You're gonna call IRS. They can't give you no advice because they're gonna say it's legal advice and they can't tell you how to do it, and then you're gonna be mad. Okay. So I hope y'all wrote that down. But make sure that's something that you look forward to. All right. Okay, let me see what else y'all got. Okay, Jenny. All right, let's see. So I did another video. Now I don't know how many of y'all know anyone that's a veteran or if you guys are veterans, but if you guys know any veterans that got um bad conduct discharges, they got kicked out of the military, something, they're not able to go back into service for whatever reason. I'm just throwing this out there because this is kind of something a lot of people did not know. Just because a person got kicked out of the military doesn't mean that they cannot get medical treatment, and it does not mean that they can't get their VA benefits. I know a lot of people will tell them that they cannot get their VA benefits because they got a dishonorable discharge or they got a bad conduct discharge, but that is not true. Okay, so I ain't gonna go into it too much unless there's any veterans here on the line that wants to know. But you can check that out. It will be coming up on my YouTube. And remember, my YouTube is Shamika Saves. Also, I just did a bunch of videos, so that is one of them. All right. Hey Nicola. All right, and then I got to tell y'all about these calls I was getting today. Okay. Nicole says, I have a 16-year-old, her first job. Should she put exempt on her job W-4? She won't make 7,000. Yeah, so that's a very, very good question. All right. So Nicole wants to know. She says she has a 16-year-old that's working her very first job and her income is only going to be about $7,000. She's asking, should her daughter pay taxes? I would say no, she does not have to pay taxes because remember what I told you guys, the standard deduction. Her $7,000 is less than the 14,600, the standard deduction we talked about. So if she were to pay taxes out of her check, then all they would do at the end of the year is just give her some money back. But if you make less than 14,600, you do not have to pay taxes because you are paying because the first 14,600 is not taxable. Okay, so if you are paying, you are just basically asking the IRS to hold your money until tax time and they will give you a refund, but they are not going to pay you any interest for holding your money. You could have put it in a bank account. Okay. So I hope I answered your question, Nicole. Tracy says I need to know this for my brother. I hope I answered that. Oh, you need to know that. Okay, so Tracy, if he's a vet, and y'all know I always tell y'all to contact me. Tell him to go to my website, drop the phone number. I'll call him because it is not something that I can easily just explain without taking up people's time. So tell him to call me or tell him to put his phone number in on the website and I'll give you guys a call. Okay. And for those who are watching for the first time, I really do be reaching out to y'all. Okay. Because I just been trying to help y'all get on. Okay. All right. Let me see. Short stuff says my ex wants to split 6 months of my baby's social. Is that even possible? Nope. You cannot. Two people cannot claim one person. The child only has one social security number, so you cannot claim half and half. There is no such thing as I had the baby 230 days and this person had him 230. That just it won't work. So this is why, unfortunately, baby mamas and baby daddies always are rushing to the tax preparer as soon as tax season opens to be the first one to claim, because whoever the first one is to claim the child is the one that gets the social. So if you think that is you, that's right. Starlight said, y'all hit the like button. Thank you, Starlight. And hey, Starlight, thank you for being here. So if you are thinking that you're going to be fighting with someone about a child, then you can do a couple things. If they've already stolen the social, you can report that as identity theft to the IRS so that they can watch that social. Or unfortunately, you will have to go and listen to me now. You can go in the system as soon as the tax season opens. Now, y'all make sure y'all tell them I told you this, okay? If you are fighting and you don't have all your W-2s and you need to block up the social so that nobody else claims that child, here is what you do. File an extension whenever you can. So if taxes open January 28th, I will file an extension to say I'm not filing my taxes until October. And the reason why is because when you file your extension, you have to file you and all the dependents that you are going to file on your taxes. And you are asking the IRS to put a placeholder. You're basically saying, hey, what I'm putting on my taxes for my extension is exactly what I'm going to file when I'm ready, but I'm just not ready right now. So if you don't want someone to take those kids, you need to file an extension with your information and theirs and submit that extension to the IRS, because that also blocks the social so it cannot be used anywhere else. Okay. Hopefully, all of y'all that are listening are going to do the right thing and not go steal this from somebody else, steal someone else's child and do this. But that is one way to do it. And it is your right to file an extension at any time you want. Okay. So there you go. You welcome, you welcome, you welcome. All right. Let me see what y'all saying. Miss Ora says, hey, Shamika, good night on my night hustle and forgot my headphones. We'll catch you later. Thank you, Miss Ora. Okay, William says, looking nice as always. Nice to see you. Only beautiful. Nice to see you online. Thank you very much, William. Starlight says, what about the tax ID for each child? So the IRS does not necessarily like to do a identity theft pin. They don't like to give a pin to children because children cannot usually receive mail. They can't read mail, and they're not always theft pin. Probably under extenuating circumstances, you may be able to get one for a child, but you cannot just apply for one. Okay, so you cannot just apply for it. So if you are trying to be the first one to the punch, whoever files that extension first, whether you complete your taxes now or all the way in October, that other person cannot do it because it will come back and say rejected. Someone has already filed using the dependent social security number. Bam. Okay. All right. What else I got for y'all? But please, if y'all got questions, y'all know, please ask. Um, and I'll tell you what else, what else, what else. So I don't know if y'all been seeing all this fraud, man. It's been whew. Okay. I had to title this Going Broke and Desperate because of the type of things that people are doing are just blowing my mind. Okay. So I just saw today that they busted 3 paid petitioners. So these are the people that usually stand outside the buildings that ask you, how do you feel about marijuana? Would you be willing to sign your name on the petition? Well, these people get paid, and they usually get paid per signature. So what did these people do? They stole information. Hey, True, thank you very much. They stole information and they signed for these people. They put their information down saying that they were voting on things or, giving their support behind these new laws that they wanted to, bring in here to Florida. But the people were dead. So not smart at all. They obviously did not. Y'all know if y'all watch my CPN video, they obviously did not do the social security number validator so they can make sure that these people were dead versus using live people. Now, I'm not saying what they did. They should have used live or dead. They shouldn't have done either. But I definitely would not have done it with dead people. Okay, because these people got to, once they turn this into the voter registration office, they're gonna want to know who these people are. Okay, so 3 people got busted. And they did that, and they only got like $1,000. It's not even that much money. Okay. Then let me read this other one. Life insurance agents. And I'm like, ooh, now y'all know we always talking about side hustles. This might be a good little side hustle for some of y'all. I didn't know life insurance agents were pocketing money like this. But they just busted 2 life insurance agents down in Miami who were taking people's information. Y'all know that's one thing we talk about a lot here is how you get people's information, y'all information. And they were applying for life insurance as if they were as if they were applicants, and they were getting paid anywhere between $1,500 and $3,000 per person who signed up. Okay, now obviously they had to make the monthly payments in order to keep this going, but they got found out because it was overkill. Okay, I think these 2 agents ended up walking away with over $100,000. Yes, somebody wanted to know, are CPNs illegal? Yes, they are. Okay. Now that takes me off my course real quick. I wanted somebody called me today, and we were talking about a CPN, and he says, well, I don't want to do anything illegal. I just really want to help myself on my feet. So I don't really want to do anything bad. And I said, well, it doesn't matter if you want to or not. It's bad. Okay. So I said, you don't have to justify to me what you want to use it for, because I don't pass no judgment. Get it how you live. But yes, CPNs are illegal. And I hate when people tell y'all that they are not. And then they tell you, oh, the FBI website says that. No, that's not true, because that site, that link they always put is always down. That website link doesn't work. And when they tell you, oh, well, celebrities use it, celebrities do not use CPNs. And if they did use fake names, which I'm sure they all do, um, they are booking things in their personal assistants' names. Uh, they can get credit cards in their business name. There is no reason for them to commit fraud just in order to be anonymous. Okay. So when people tell y'all that they're illegal, just know they lying. Whatever, if you still want to buy it, I don't care. But just know that they're lying, and they will mislead you and tell you that it's not so that you can spend money. Okay. It says, how do you go about getting one? There you go. Look at Hortense. She said, I don't care about it being legal. Let me tell you. Well, if y'all check my video out on YouTube, Shamika Saves, under the same name, I tell y'all basically how to make it. You want one, make one. Okay. All I'm gonna tell y'all is that this is catching on. Okay, some of y'all don't have the ability to be super anonymous, hide your IP address and all them things, and sometimes maybe y'all need to go to somebody else versus y'all trying to do it on your own. Okay, but I definitely tell you how to make it. which is why I mentioned the Social Security number validator, so that you can go and actually and y'all can do it yourself. Y'all can go to the Social Security validator number, put your Social Security number in, and it'll tell you if you are dead or alive. Yes, okay, it will tell you if you are dead or alive. Um, why? What you talking about, Letitia? I don't know why it's choppy. I'm sorry. That's weird. All right, y'all let me know if it still is. They faux in the fake name. No, Letitia, some people make CPNs in the fake name and some people do not. Okay. They don't have to be in a fake name. They can be in your name. Okay. Let me see what else. What else? All right. So I don't know. Now I'm feeling like I don't know if y'all are hearing me or not, but I did want to get y'all feedback really quick to see what y'all think about this DJ Envy situation. Um, do you guys think that he is guilty of fraud in some way? Okay. Thank you, Diamond. Go check it out. See, I don't know why it's lagging. I don't. Hold on. Let me check something. I don't know. I hate that. Okay, you moved to TikTok. Thank you. You say he's guilty. Panama J says he's guilty too. All right. William says my coworker had unemployment stolen during the pandemic while he was still working. Someone was claiming he. I don't know what that last part is. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about that. Miss Jenna. Okay, so Starlight says you got to go out and come back in. I do not know why it's slowing up, but I'm gonna go ahead on and get it. Okay, first, no, I do not want that job at the Breakfast Club at all. I just wanted to know if you guys thought he was guilty. I definitely think that he is. He knew, in my opinion. I definitely believe that he knew, and I just wanted to see what you guys thought. I don't think that he's gonna get in any trouble. Not at all. I really don't. Okay, so William, you got a question? California EDD. Okay. So William said he had a friend that found out that somebody stole his information and got unemployment benefits from California. Okay. So that's very, very possible. And I don't know if y'all are paying attention, but they are still prosecuting for these PPP loans like and ain't no tomorrow. I don't know if you guys heard in Broward County last week, the Broward County Sheriff's Office, they arrested 40, okay, not at separate times, at one time 40 people were arrested from the job, and these were sheriffs and detention officers and regular administration employees. And let me tell you, I read their indictments, and it didn't seem as if they did anything but apply for the first round of the PPP. So a lot of these people are losing their jobs, probably gonna go to jail for $20,000. I just don't think it's fair, but what can I say? What y'all think? Y'all think that's fair? Let me see what y'all saying. They can come out of the live. Okay, thank you, Nicola. All right. I actually am not connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, so William, if he needs any assistance with his stuff, tell him to hit me up on my website and I will give him some things. If you guys have been hit with identity theft, it is a pain to fix, but it can be fixed. Okay. He is definitely guilty. Now you know what? I don't think they would want me to have that job because the type of stuff that I would be talking about, they would not be ready for. I really don't think the world would be ready for either because people want to talk about celebrity gossip, and I really don't want to talk about it. And I think they should get them the option to pay that money back too. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I went and I looked up almost every single person, and they had all the same exact charges, and all of them did this. And this is the crazy part, but it doesn't make sense. But it made me think about something. Y'all tell me what y'all think. They got one PPP loan for $20,832. They all had businesses for real that were active for real and were active before. But it didn't say what tipped them off. And it got me to thinking what possibly happened was something with the taxes wasn't the same. The taxes probably did not read the same way that they put on the document for the PPP, and that's what got them in trouble. Now, one person got the PPP and the EIDL loan, and they got a different charge. Their charge was worse than the individuals who just got the PPP loan. Okay. Um, which was, I also thought that was weird. And this person only got one round of the PPP too, and so I'm thinking it has a lot to do with the taxes. Now I know I keep saying this over and over, but you have until December 31st of every year to fix your taxes, even though tax season has closed. Okay, you'll just be penalized for being late. But if you know your PPP application did not match what you really you filed, you have at least 1 year to fix them. Not 1 year. You have the rest of these few months left, but you can fix 2021's, right? 2021's taxes that you did for 2020. Okay. So you can fix that at least. All right. A lot of people got the money and used the 2019 taxes, but there are a lot of people that use their 2020 taxes. Okay. So if you file taxes in the year 2021 for 2020, you still have time to fix those taxes. Okay. Now, I've never seen the IRS come back and say, nope, you're too late. We're not accepting them. So I would still look into that if you did. And I'm not telling nobody to come forward. I'm just letting you know that they are really prosecuting. And it's scary because they used to want people with the high dollar amounts, and now they're coming down on people who got small amounts. And a lot of these people were just pushed to do it. If 40 people work together in one office building, somebody told somebody and everybody was like, oh yeah, put me on. I just don't think you should have to lose your job for that. Maybe you pay something back, but lose your job, I can't see it. Okay. Yes, Johnson says, unfortunately, the holiday season is fraud season. You are exactly right. People go crazy at holiday season. Yes, they do. Okay, so before we talk about the next piece of fraud, I got a phone call. Now, I got a phone call the other day from one of y'all, and I don't see this person here, but I know she'll watch it later. Um, The SBA is contacting people. Have y'all been paying y'all EIDL loans? Okay, y'all don't have to answer, but I hope that you guys are paying your EIDL loans, because if you are not, hey Noreen, we're talking about the SBA EIDL loans right now. So if you have not paid your SBA EIDL loan, please know that they are sending out um, post loan reviews. They are, which means they're asking for your taxes for the last few years. Okay. And I'm not talking about COVID years. They want to know 19, 20, 21, 22. That's a lot. Okay. What does that have to do with something you got in the past? Okay. So, oh, girl, I ain't saying it's you. Shh. Okay. So, y'all need to make sure y'all paying attention. If y'all are not paying those loans, y'all need to figure out what y'all plan of action is, because the IRS can still take your tax refund from not paying your SBA loan payments. Now, Biden administration giving y'all a break. They're not going to take your taxes for unpaid student loans, but they still will take it for every other debt: unemployment, child support, shoot, IRS, and of course, if SBA turns it over to the Treasury Department, they'll take it for not paying either. Okay. Now I know some of y'all may not know, but y'all know one of my favorite words is free, and the other one is bankruptcy. So, and most of the time, I'm always telling y'all to think about bankruptcy. This will be one of those times. Okay. If you can't pay that EIDL loan, you might need to look at your options. Okay. And another thing, let me get back to this PPP really quick before I forget. All of these people that got arrested, those 40 people, every single one of them has gotten their PPP loan forgiven. Now, in the indictment, the um, the Department of Justice is telling the bank it's fraudulent. Now we want our money back, and you're gonna have to get your money from this person. Okay. So I just want you to know that I know a lot of people will go, well, it's forgiven, so I'm good. Not true. Okay. All of those 40 people, all of those 40 PPP loans were forgiven, and they are now coming out of forgiveness. And now the bank gonna have to go and probably charge them with something too. Okay. The SBA EIDL loan was the disaster loan we got during COVID. The one that you have to pay back, not the one that you got forgiven. The one that was forgiven was PPP. Okay. Thank you, William Marnez. I appreciate that. And thank you for sharing my link. I appreciate that too, y'all. Okay, so if y'all got any questions, make sure y'all ask them. It don't even really matter what it's about. If I don't got an answer, I bet I'll get one. Okay, so we did and DJ Envy, so y'all all believe he guilty. I do too. Um, we did the IRS tax brackets versus the standard deduction. So now y'all know how much y'all need to pay and take out of your taxes. We talked about those 40 offices with this PPP. Now there is a if anybody's just curious, if y'all want to see, there is a PPP tracker out there that actually tracks the cases of people who get convicted. Okay, and that spreadsheet is growing and growing and growing. Okay, so if you just nosy and you want to see, that is something that you can look at. All right. I think I got all my topics. It says, do the SBA ever forgive a home disaster loan? No. If you get any money from the SBA, they don't forgive. That is, all those loans are to be paid back. So no, they don't. The child care program for different states. Well, and now that I would not know every child care program for the different states. Are you talking about um, a federal program? Or are you talking about explain a little bit more, Letitia, so that I can I want to be able to help you, but I want to give you the right information. Okay. So no, they don't forgive. The SBA expects you to pay them back. Um, they definitely do. Y'all told y'all last week the government trying to get everybody to be in bed with them. That's why they willing to pay off y'all mortgages and have y'all sign with a new mortgage with them and add on pieces to your house so all of y'all can live together on one piece of land. And then if you don't pay, they're gonna evict the whole family. Okay, so don't be fooled. All right, just last week, 2 weeks ago, foreclosures was the highest they've ever seen since pandemic. And then last week, now Biden is pushing mortgages on people. Okay, so we gotta make sure we ain't letting them trick us with our emotions, because we are not looking too good out there in these streets. Okay, thank you, Joy. I appreciate that. Joy said good information. Oh, getting paid. Oh, okay. Getting paid to take care of kids. Thank you. All right. So, getting paid to take care of kids. That is actually called a caregiver program, and I did look that up from last week because I know a lot of y'all were asking me about how can I get paid to watch a family member if they're disabled, and that is a real program. It is a caregiver program, and the first thing y'all have to do, and this is everywhere, you have to be a CNA first. Okay. um you can get certified to get your certified nursing license or certified nursing assistant license. Once you do that, you can choose to work for an agency, but I don't suggest that you do, unless you got somebody that ain't gonna give you a problem. It's easier for you guys to just start your own agency after you become a CNA. Start a home care and companion agency. Then you can get the ability to bill Medicaid, okay, or Medicare, whichever one. You get you a little billing number, and then you start billing. But what you have to do with your relative is they have to, and if somebody does this more than me or done this, you got more information, please chime in. But from what I read, the relative can select to have you as the person that takes care of them, but it's through a program through the nursing agency, not the nursing agency, but like the council on aging, one of those places. Okay, so it's a little convoluted because every state has little nuances that are different. But the most important thing is CNA, and then you choose if you want to work for someone and get assigned that way, or if you want to have your own agency and you hire your own self, you bill your loved ones insurance and get paid. Okay, so that caretaker thing is real. A lot of y'all are at home with disabled and elderly people anyway. So if you can get home, be home and get paid for it, why not? Okay, look it up on Google. Look up caregiver program in your area. All right, and if not, y'all know to go to the website. Okay, what else y'all got for me? Look, don't be hitting me with nothing. Okay, you look all this reading on the newspaper I be doing. Okay, trying to think what else did I put on there. Let me see. I'm trying. Y'all know I'm always discovering something new, but I try to hold some of it. I don't want to tell y'all everything that I learned. Okay. If you have any more info, I'll email you. Okay, thank you. All right. Let me go back to because I know you're gonna. If I don't, she's gonna say you forgot my question. So hold on, Miss Jenna. So Miss Jenna wants to know about CPN. So y'all know I do get a lot of those questions about CPNs. That's the fake Social Security number, and a lot of y'all are asking me about public records. If you should put your information in public records so that you seem more like a real person. And I will tell you that's if you choose to do so. Um, y'all know I don't like to do too much CPN talk here on the live, but we can. But if you are making a fake identity of yourself, right? Because that's what most people do. If you're making a fake identity of yourself, why would you need to go to public records and create another you? You already exist. So when people tell me about public records, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it. But most people go to public records when they are using a made up name or identity, or they're using like a child and they need to hurry up and give this person some history and a phone number and all those other things. But you, most of your information will be the same. Some will be different, but that's why it's called synthetic identity theft and not identity theft. So if you choose to do the public records, you can, but I don't think that that's mandatory. Okay. I hope I answered your question, Miss Jenna. All right, let me see what y'all saying. You says I have a question. I email you too long on here. Okay, understood. Please, if y'all do got questions, please do so. Y'all know to hit me up. Okay, so my next call I had got today, I had an insurance agent call me today, and he said I only know how to sell insurance, and he said somebody asked me something about credit, and I had no idea what to tell them. So here's the story. Someone just bought a brand new car, had the car a week, and was in a car accident. Luckily, they are alive. Thank God. But they want to know what do they do because the medical bills are $300,000. The car is total, and they had gap insurance, but gap insurance only covered $3,000. And so this person was very distraught and had no idea what could be done. And they said, I absolutely do not want to file bankruptcy. And y'all know my two favorite words are free and bankruptcy. Okay. So I basically told this person, and I'm telling y'all too, because when we are in an economic downturn, the debt collectors, they love to kick you when you're down, which means this is when they like to sue. All right. So I said, um, if you don't want to file bankruptcy, that is fine. That's completely your choice. But you do need to consider that as soon as you start getting your life back on track, that's usually when the creditors are going to come. And in Florida, it is 5 years. Okay. The other person I talked to today, they're in South Carolina. South Carolina, they can come after you and sue you for a bad debt for 3 years. Louisiana's 3 years. Florida's 5. It's a couple states that are 6 years. Okay. No, I think Louisiana is 6 years. It's ridiculous. Okay. So some of y'all are trying to get on with your life because she said, well, I'll just let it stay on my credit for 7 years and then that's it. And I'm like, really? You're going to let this stay on your credit for 7 years? I said, it's going to be a repo because the car, you're not going to pay it. So it's going to be a repo. You're going to have medical bills of $300,000 on your credit. And then the insurance already found you at fault, which means they probably are going to sue you too, because the person who was involved in it, who the other person that was in the accident is going to sue you. So I said, explain to me again why bankruptcy isn't a good option. And she said, well, I still have to go to physical therapy. And I said, oh, okay. Well, all right. What else is the reason? And she couldn't give me any more. And I said, well, since you know that you have more bills coming, you might as well just sit down and let them pile up. But you know in the back of your mind that as soon as you're healed and you're back to life again, you're just going to file bankruptcy and wipe it all out like this and gone. Okay. So this lady who I never talked to before was crying on the phone today. And I'm thinking, I didn't even say nothing, but I just wanted her to know. And I want y'all to know too. And I don't tell you guys to do bankruptcy. You do whatever you want, but I just want you guys to know that there are always options. And sometimes y'all just ain't talking to the right people who know enough information. And then you get discouraged because you think there is no other way. Now, she knew she wasn't going to do bankruptcy before I even talked to her. But by the time we got off the phone, she was ready to go and drop the paperwork today. because that removed all the stress that this person had been holding. So I just want y'all to know that if that is y'all, y'all got some financial situations, y'all just want to talk, y'all just want a little shoulder to cry on, I'ma listen. And then I'll see in my bag of tricks what we can help you come up with. Okay? Georgia, I'll tell you. And a lot of y'all don't even know about the statute of limitations. And I think that's very, very important because you just going on with your life and you thinking it ain't nothing. And then next thing you know, you find out you got, oh, look at that. Georgia is 6 years. Wouldn't it be like that? Georgia would be 6 years. So six, and it's not 6 years from the time that you stop paying your bill. If it's a credit card, you know your credit cards have to charge off. That means you got to wait 6 months before they write off the debt. After the 6 months, that's when the 5 years starts. And if they sell that debt to somebody else, like LVMV funding or Midland funding, guess what? The 5 year debt clock starts all over again because now somebody bought that debt. So stop letting these people hit you 3 and 4 times for the same bill when you can get in front of it and get rid of it, especially if you qualify. It says, is there a first time home buyer's tax credit? Um, there is always, you do get a tax credit when you file your taxes, because you'll get that 1098, but there is no money back. So all right, so North Carolina is 3 years. See, North Carolina's 3 years. So see, some of y'all might need to move to some other states that got 2 and 3 years for these statute of limitations, so y'all don't have to worry about getting being sued for so long. Okay. People never thought about where you open up your credit cards matter, but it does. Okay. All right. Thank you, Starlight. Darnell says, I'm taking care of my father right now. I need some info. I'm telling y'all, y'all need some, y'all, if y'all taking care of these people and insurance is paying for them, y'all can be the caregivers. Y'all caring for them anyway. The only difference between some y'all and some of the people that are coming by the house is certification. Now, if this person is a phlebotomist, that will be different. You know, if that person has to have certain things done, then unless you're trained to do those things, you can't do it. But if somebody's just coming over there sitting with them, cooking them some food, listening to them talk about the good old days. Y'all do that every day anyway. So you should be getting paid for that. Okay. Especially if you can. Starlight says, what about the network surveyor info? Could not find it on the, and you know what? And Starlight, I have learned my lesson. That's my first time ever supporting or promoting anybody else's job. Don't find it. I don't want you to find it. Because it it is a contract. I just don't agree with the people who are executing it, and I don't think they are hiring people like they should. So we just gonna move on from that. So if y'all want to make money, y'all gonna have to do some. Y'all gonna do notary. Y'all can do what was it? Secret shopping. Some of those other things that we done came up with, so that you can make some money on the side. Okay, I mean, whatever. Man, I'm talking, and the next thing you know, it'd be content. So I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were like, "Man, I really want to drive trucks, but nobody will give me a job to drive trucks." And I said, "Well, if you don't like your job and you can't drive trucks because you don't have the experience, then well, everybody want to drive trucks, okay? And sooner or later, you ain't gonna do that because everybody and their mama's doing it, just like moving to Atlanta, okay? And so I said, why don't you play in your student loan? And I was like, you know, some money. You can stay home, you can get a certification, so you can make more money, and they're paying you while you at home. And he was like, I'm not sure, okay? I gotta think about it. Well, the person called me today and said, girl, I'm so glad that we talked yesterday because I got fired today. And he said, I need help with my FAFSA application. So uh, even little things that we think that are not important to tell somebody, sometimes information is just planting the seed, and they may use it tomorrow or they may use it in 3 months. So that is why I keep talking and sharing information with y'all, because I want to plant the seed. Oh, I'm sorry, Amy. I'm sorry, William. I got to get my Wi-Fi thing. E-man, what does that mean? What is reset? I don't know. So if anybody is having a hard time, don't worry. I'm going to take this TikTok and I'm going to upload it versus using this. Um, I did not know we were going to have some streaming issues. That is my own fault. Probably should have connected it to something else. Sorry, y'all. Y'all be so patient. I appreciate it. Hey, Imani, how are you? Trash Girl says, how far in advance should you apply for financial aid with the upcoming semester? Well, you can't apply until the semester opens for you to. So, yeah, y'all about to jump on school. Okay, I'm always gonna tell you to jump on school. All right, because most everybody's eligible for it as long as you don't owe money. Okay, so look into that. And I'm telling you, Trash Girl, information changes situation. I'm telling we would be less stressed out if we knew control and manipulate you, just like the DJ Envy situation. They should have told people it's not common to receive a 30 and 40% return on interest in a short amount of time as he was money or hard money lenders to you to get rental properties. You absolutely can do that. But this guy got in over his head and couldn't manage what he was doing and he started lying and started pocketing money. That was the problem. Yes, Letitia, I help with FAFSA application because I do understand. All right, so we got 8 minutes. If y'all heard on the news, they called me and said they heard about a stimulus for $6,400. They want to know if that's true, and it is not. Let's see. Chick-fil-A is going to have a class action lawsuit. Where the sign up list was, that's not out yet, but it's coming. I'll let you guys know when. Let me see. What else y'all got? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna keep looking, see what y'all are saying. Okay, let me look. Just want to check. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna let these little 7 minutes. I'm gonna see your business. I would like you guys to consider paying your children, hiring your children as employees so that they well, I ain't gonna say it's for them. It's actually for you. Paying your children as employees so that you can lower your taxable income. We talked about that today. Okay. So since we already know that the standard deduction is 14,600, that means you can pay your children 14,600 and they will not be taxed. Neither will the IRS expect any taxes to be paid to them because it is at the standard deduction or lower. Okay, so if your income is 100,000 and you're in that 32 or 24% tax bracket and you want to come down to 20 or 15%, this is how you do it. You hire your children as employees, and you pay them up to 14,600 each. Okay, so that you can lower your taxes that you have to pay. All right. E-Man says, is freecreditreport.com status of limitation accurate? There is no company out there that is telling you your statute of limitation. They will not tell you that. So the what you're probably talking about is the statute of limitations for credit reporting, which is 7 years, but you won't see the statute of limitation unless you're seeing a hard copy report. Okay, a hard copy report will tell you when the item is going to fall off your credit, but it doesn't tell you when they can when they can no longer sue you. They're not going to do that because that's like giving you legal advice, and nobody wants to give legal advice. Okay, so no, you won't see it. So again, real quick, 'cause I know we're getting ready to go. I thank y'all for who stayed on here as long as they did. That's okay. We're gonna get this together and we're gonna look back and laugh at all these little issues that we have because the information is good. Okay. If y'all want to do a consultation, y'all want to talk about your situation, you can go to my website, shamikasaves.com. Make sure y'all follow me on YouTube at Shamika Saves also. And make sure you join me here on Mondays at 7 because I do try to bring you something new every single week that you may not have known and try to answer your questions about what is going on so that you can educate yourselves, okay? Because with information, you can make such better decisions, okay? And that is probably why so many of us have made piss poor decisions because we don't have all the information. Emails, you said you got paused. Okay, so I'll say it again. Statute of limitations for how long a creditor can sue you will never show up on your credit report. The only thing that will show up on your credit report is how long something can stay on before it falls off of your credit report. Okay, so Experian works for Experian. They don't work for so and so law firm. Okay, so they're definitely not going to tell you when you can't be sued for them. All right, so I hope you heard at that time. Okay. If you guys are interested in doing my tax class, I had a couple of you that signed up and y'all put down your deposits. Thank you. If anybody wants to start their own tax business next year, you'll be working with me basically. You'll have your own business, but I will definitely be your back end coach to make sure that you are good to go so you can run your business efficiently. They are doing advances. So anybody wants to get in, go to my website, shamikasaves.com. Let me know, put down your deposit so that we can at least get you going and hold your slot. It's only 10 and they do go fast. I sell out of them every year. A lot of people are last minute, but we want to get y'all in sooner this time. Okay. Thank you, Miss Jenna. I appreciate that. Okay. So, as always, any questions or anything I said, I went out, you couldn't hear me, just go to the website. I'm actually going to have it open right now so I can respond to y'all because I hate making y'all wait. I appreciate the love. Thank you guys very, very much. And if you want to share the live with someone, please don't hesitate to do so. We are going to be a part of the crew that knows what we know before everybody else. They may be lagging, but we will not. There is no lacking over here because we stay full with information. Okay. So love you guys. Be blessed. And I would see you guys soon. And Mika, if you want to do it, go to shamikasaves.com, ask me questions, drop your number. I'll call you so I can, answer any questions you may have. Okay. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Thank you, Amy. See y'all later. Bye.